Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm delighted to be here. Mike, thank you. Phil, thank you. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to talk about this study, one big study that we just completed, which is a nationally representative sample of U.S. adults who have resolved a significant alcohol or other drug problem. So by the way, if you haven't heard of the Recovery Research Institute, we started it a few years back, and we have a free monthly bulletin. You can sign up at recoveryanswers.org, and we publish that. You can also check out the website. So what's the background and rationale? So this is a nationally representative sample. This has not been done on a national level with a population-based sample before. So we wanted to estimate in the US population, what is the proportion of people who have successfully resolved, according to their own self-report, a significant alcohol or other drug problem. We also wanted to find out, of those who report successfully resolving a problem, what proportion self-identify as being in recovery. So one of the things we wanted to do is look from the person's own perspective, as I mentioned, not just diagnosis. Of course, we include people, everybody who has a diagnosis in here, but we wanted to look beyond that at self-defined problem resolution. And then we wanted to describe and characterize different kinds of behaviors, characteristics, pathways, preferences, attitudes. So we've done that as well. One of the things we were also interested in was looking at quality of life. What happens to these indices as people get and stay in recovery over time? What's the trajectory of these different factors in people's lives? We focused on two factors that form the basis. One was to look not just at diagnostic status. So there's been lots of studies of NIAAA, some other studies in NIH, other studies looking at the prevalence of remission status, so remission status over time. So we had some pretty good data on remission status, but we wanted to look broader than that, and in part because we wanted a self-definition of problem resolution, not just a diagnostic definition. And the reason for that is that even though we have about 22 million people meeting criteria for a substance use disorder each year, roughly, in the United States, there are about another 40 million people who meet criteria for harmful or hazardous use. And you see here about 66 million people, for example, have engaged in alcohol, hazardous, harmful alcohol use in the past month when you survey the general population. But only about 15 million meet criteria for an alcohol use disorder. But those individuals engaging in harmful hazardous use contribute to about 75% of the economic burden. Also, about half of people who suffer from the toxicity related to alcohol, who meet criteria for alcoholic liver disease, do not meet criteria for alcohol addiction. Interesting. So there's different pathways through which drugs and alcohol cause harm. I wanted to look at all of them. We also wanted to take, as I mentioned, a person-centered approach. Now, the National Academy of Sciences, the Institute of Medicine, have advocated for this change from provider-centered definitions of care to patient-centered, and now to person-centered. So this shift away from the clinical as the center, the clinical focus, or the provider as the center, to the patient as the center, and now to the person as the center. And we were able to ask the STEM question. So the screening question was, did you once have a problem with alcohol and drugs, but no longer do? This question was replicated. We used the same question, and it has had been used in 2 or 3 other different surveys in the United States to replicate that, but also to extend what we found when we compared our response rate of the survey sample to other nationally representative epidemiological surveys that are done every now and again, like the NESAR data, or that are done annually, like the National Survey of Drug Use and Health, which is published by SAMHSA every year. Our response rate was pretty much identical to those nationally representative response rates. So these are the measures that we looked at: a lot of demographic, clinical, medical, psychiatric, clinical service use, recovery support service use, psychiatric symptoms, criminal justice involvement. and indices of quality of life and well-being. So what we found, similar to other surveys that have been done at more of a local level, we found that 9.1% of the US adult population reported successfully resolving a significant alcohol or other drug problem. That translates into 22.35 million adults that have resolved a significant alcohol or other drug problem. What was also interesting and noteworthy was that about half identified themselves as being in recovery. So we asked them, do you consider yourself to be in recovery? About half had adopted that identity as being in recovery. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Also, roughly half of these individuals had used an assisted pathway, and half had not used any kind of external assistance in order to resolve their problem. Okay, so we looked at differences there. So we now know that roughly half of those who resolve a problem use some kind of external support, half don't, about half identify as being in recovery, about half don't. This is the distribution of problem resolution. So this is years since resolving a problem. We just looked at the first 4 years, just to give you some idea, but we had, the point of this is really to show you we had representation, enough people to analyze this meaningfully, statistically, at each segment, each decade of problem resolution over time. So I think this is really just describing the predictors looking at assisted and unassisted. So I told you roughly 50% had used some kind of assisted pathway into recovery. And we found, in keeping with other studies that have been done, that the most common source of external assistance was mutual help groups, followed by formal treatment, followed by recovery support services, followed by medications. So what was interesting was actually the high number of people that were using, for me, recovery support services. These include faith-based recovery support services and recovery community centers. So again, attesting to the notion of the multiple pathways, even within the assisted pathway, the people are using many different types. What about the indices of well-being and quality of life? What happens to people? I think this is, for me, one of the most interesting areas I was excited to look at. What happens to people when they get into recovery, when they resolve a problem? What does it look like in those first months and years and then over time in terms of quality of life? We looked at recovery capital. So recovery capital you can think of as the physical, social, psychological resources people could draw on. It's available to them in their recovery bank account, if you will, that they can draw to support and sustain the recovery. We have a measure of that. So this, of course, should go up over time because people need recovery capital to draw. So we would expect to see that to go up. We expect psychological distress to go down. We looked at other measures of self-esteem and happiness. So these were validated measures, brief measures. We looked at two different time frames. We looked at the 40 years. We wanted to look at, zoom out, and just look what happens when we graph out these indices over the first 40 years. Then, also wanted to look at the first 5 years. That first 5 years we know is a critical time in terms of sustaining remission. So we conducted a number of sophisticated analyses. This is top-notch stuff. Really top-notch. Absolutely, there's none better anywhere. You can put that out on Facebook, tweet that. Don't say that I said that, no. And this is controlling for age. So this is the first 40 years. So this is a sample of about 1,800 people in this particular analysis, looking at the first 40 years of problem resolution. When you zoom out and look at this over this overall trajectory, you see a steeper increase. You see that if you were to draw a straight line touching that curve, you would draw a line up there, right? So you can see that the angle of that line is steeper in the first 5 years. 4 to 5 years, you see that spurt of growth in terms of self-esteem, happiness, recovery capital. Then after about 5 years, it starts to, the slope of the line changes. The same with psychological distress. Psychological distress shows this nice linear decrease. It's not straight linear, of course, it's curvy linear, which means there is an accelerated improvement early on. But let's zoom in. I want to zoom in on this first 5 years, and then zoom in again on the first 2 years. Because there's some interesting things happening here, which you can't see when you just look at that 40-year spread. What you notice here is a little hard to see. What you notice is in this first 6 months, this first half a year, when people actually are resolving their alcohol or drug problem, they get worse. They get worse initially. You see, this is psychological distress. You see, it actually goes up. When they stop using alcohol or drugs, they actually have a rebound psychological distress episode that lasts on average about 6 months. What you notice also is the indices of self-esteem, happiness, and quality of life go down initially. So that was another interesting finding, is that when people stop, it doesn't immediately, things don't immediately get better. In fact, in that first 6 months, they actually feel worse about themselves. They're less happy than they are on day one. And the quality of life actually decreases in the first 6 months before it starts to increase again. You see it goes up here. After about half a year, see this nice monotonic linear steep increase in these indices. Now, if you think about that, think about what's happening during that time. Probably, if you think about your own recovery, what happened in that first 6 months, when the bubble bursts, now you're abstinent, and you start to look back, see the records of the past. A lot of things begin to dawn, kind of the dawning of recovery, and you realize a lot of things dawn on you, and you think, oh my God, look at all the time that's gone by, what I have to do. So there's those kinds of thoughts, I'm sure, that are going on in a lot of people's minds in that early 6 months. And it kind of underscores what we see from the clinical relapse literature, this first 3 to 6 months, how difficult. We've known for a long, long time that this is the hardest time when people are adapting to the demands of recovery. It's a very, very stressful time. But we also can take, we're uncovering here kind of some of the other nuances of that people feel worse about themselves in that first 6 months. It doesn't last. At least we can prepare them. We can prepare them better for what to expect. That things may get worse before they get better. They need a lot of hand-holding, need a lot of support in that first 6 months. And to normalize that, we can say that this first 6 months in particular is really where the rubber hits the road. You're going to stay sober, you're going to stay abstinent, and you're going to feel bad. Things are going to be tough. You're going to feel worse about yourself. You're not going to be very happy. All of these things take a dip. Now, the other thing that is to note here is the recovery capital. So recovery capital and recovery resources, that does not go down. That goes straight up. People need that recovery capital, recovery resources to draw on to support their recovery. So over here is the first 5 years. What do you notice in terms of recovery capital? Quality of life. It points to that based on race and ethnicity is something that we need to attend to. For again, more potentially marginalized groups or mixed groups that are having a harder time possibly accessing resources or other kinds of things that can help them. So another aspect I wanted to talk to you about is this aspect of discrimination in recovery. So we know that substance use disorder, substance use, illicit, is possibly the most, or among the top, most stigmatized condition in most societies. And there's several surveys to show that. Think about it. People with diabetes don't tend to assault people, don't tend to steal to get money for drugs, right? So we are faced in the substance use disorder field with much more stigma and discrimination because of that. Because behavior, people when they're desperate, intoxicated, of course, drug seeking, they do things which are desperate things. And so the stigma is increased, and this doesn't go away when we get into recovery. So what we looked at here, we developed a scale of macro and micro discriminations. I just, this is a kind of a metaphor that I've been using recently, but this is kind of, I think, is pertinent here in terms of these macro discriminations, because typically what we have done in the treatment field is when we think about addiction as a burning building, there's an emergency situation, we want to put out the fire. We've become very good at putting out the fire. But preventing it from restarting again, we've been far less good, in part because we have failed to really look at the architectural plan of how to rebuild that building once the fire is out. And we've also done a poor job at providing the necessary rebuilding materials for that building to be rebuilt. Most importantly, when it comes to macro discrimination, is that in terms of rebuilding permits, I assume here in Florida, you've got to get a permit to rebuild something. So what have we done as a society? We have said, no, we're not going to give you those rebuilding permits. You've got a criminal record because of your drug or alcohol use. And no, we're not going to give you a loan. We're not going to allow you to vote. We're not going to allow you to do these things. It's very hard for people to rebuild their lives when that rebuilding permit cannot be issued by our society. So I think when we think about rebuilding lives are necessary in recovery, we need to provide recovery capital, building materials, and grant rebuilding permits so that people can rebuild their lives. And I'll show you this study quickly, which is, I think, an interesting study, and I think it pertains to this notion of recovery capital. This is a study that was done this week in primates, but I think it has relevance to addiction recovery. What they found, very interestingly, was that when the monkeys were individually housed, the dopamine receptors, which is the main receptor system through which we experience reward, was downregulated, and it was equal across all the different monkeys. Okay? Then they introduced them into groups, into little groups of four to five monkeys, and they looked to see what happened, and they measured their dopamine D2 receptors. What they found was very interesting, was that those monkeys that became the dominant monkeys, now dominance here is defined as access to resources. They had social mobility through the group, and they had free access to food and water. They were able to access those resources. Those monkeys that were able to access those resources, and only those monkeys, showed an increase in acceleration in the dopamine D2 receptor system, and that was associated with substantially reduced dopamine use. So if you think about this in terms of human, what things teach us about human environmental conditions? Again, changing people's environment, making it easy to access resources, recovery capital, to increase social mobility and social access, to give people those building permits again that they need to rebuild their lives, in other words, recovery capital, actually is probably going to upregulate those dopamine D2 receptors. Not only psychosocially is it going to induce changes, but also biologically. So what have we found in terms of these micro-discriminations? These were a range of micro-discriminations. So this one included people thought I was going to relapse. So that was one of the most common ones that people reported. Or people treated me differently. People thought I was dishonest. Perceived as dangerous. These were some of the personal slights that people reported. Roughly about a quarter of people reported some kind of personal slight. These were the macro discriminations. So these were the things like not being allowed to vote, not getting a job, or not getting promoted in a job, not being able to get housing. And these were not super prevalent, but probably, again, about 20 to 25% of people reported at least one of these macro discriminations. The last thing I want to talk about is recovery identity. I can tell you, I remember in general what the punchline is here for those who are self-identifying as being in recovery. And these tended to be indices associated with markers of severity. So these included things like earlier onset of substance use, more severe trajectories, having received a diagnosis of a substance use disorder and another kind of psychiatric disorder, All of these factors were strongly associated with identifying as being in recovery. Criminal justice involvement, drug court involvement in particular, strong association with recovery identity. That's probably mediated also through treatment. If you think about that, if you think integrating and adopting an identity as a recovering person, how that can be self-protective and necessary for certain people, because that has to remain. If you've been burned severely, you want to remember that. These are people that said, yes, you don't consider yourself to be in recovery, but you've resolved a significant problem. Why is that? And he clustered around these indices of low severity. I didn't think it was that bad, it wasn't that bad, I was able to stop. So self-regulation, so the ability to regulate. After a while, they hit a developmental crisis and drug or alcohol use, and they said, that's it, and I got to stop. And some people also reported the reason why they didn't consider themselves to be in recovery was because they just wanted to leave it behind. They didn't want to have to keep thinking about it. It was done, it was over, it was something in the past. Another one is maturing now. So people felt like they went through a phase during their late teens and late 20s. There was a minority of about 40, 50 people who rejected the recovery label. They just didn't want to be associated with that recovery label. They felt like it was a bad thing. They did. They didn't want to keep on being reminded of that. Religion actually came up fairly commonly, is that people felt that they were saved. That they were saved by Jesus or other religious denominational figure that just removed the problem from them. So there was no need to consider themselves to be in recovery. So in summary, we know from this national probability-based sample, roughly 22.35 million adults have resolved a significant alcohol or other drug problem. But about half of these individuals self-identify as being in recovery. The reasons for not adopting a recovery identity include people's own ability to self-regulate and the ongoing perceived discrimination in terms of personal slights and the violation of personal rights occurs in a substantial minority of the court of people report that. As we start to publish these papers, we have one out right now, it just got published this week, Drug and Alcohol Dependence, the first main paper looking at prevalence and identity and assisted pathway use. But we'll have about 20 additional papers coming out over the next year. So you can check out the recoveryanswers.org website, and we'll be also, if you sign up for the bulletin, you'll see when we publish these findings,